At a commencement address at a Berkeley graduation, author Anne Lamott said, "Your problem is how you are going to spend this one and precious life you have been issued. Whether you're going to spend it trying to look good and creating the illusion that you have power over circumstances, or whether you are going to taste it, enjoy it, and find out the truth about who you are." Two key pieces of advice given to me when I was growing up have motivated many of my adult decisions. One was to turn around after I left a place and notice if someone was going to have to come after me and pick up after me. And the other was to leave everything a little bit better than I found it. I wanted my life to count for the world to be better because I've been here. And a lot of the time, that's a good thing. But if I'm honest, it's also left me feeling really tired, sometimes overwhelmed, and occasionally ready to give up. Because I turn around and I look behind me, and even though I have tried so hard, I can see damage. I haven't perfectly managed my relationships. I have regrets in terms of things I've said, things I've done and failed to do. And then I think about the places where I've really invested my time and heart. These are causes that deeply matter to me, where I've given it my all and refused to give up because I know that change always requires hard work and perseverance. And while I can see that some things are better than they were before, every day I discover a new area of need. Mess and heartache are everywhere, and I just can't keep up. No matter how early I get up in the morning, regardless of how fast I go, even when I impressively multitask, I can't fix what's broken. And when I reflect on what has driven me to at least keep trying, I've asked myself, is it genuine altruism? Is it an attempt to earn love and a sense of worthiness? Or could it be a solid heaping of just wanting the problems to go away so that I can get back to my life? Or is it just a mix of all of the above? Because the life I want to get back to is one where problems are solved and harmony reigns. And I want what the ancient Greek philosophers called eudaimonia. And this is the condition of flourishing, of choosing, acting, and living well. And I've spent a lot of time thinking that I can only experience eudaimonia after I've done all the choosing and acting, when the achievements have been accomplished, my relationships are all healthy and well tended to, I'm being self-disciplined and making great choices, and my environment is good. So I'll experience eudaimonia only when I'm living someone else's life. Not surprisingly, all of those stars align once in a blue moon. So is there another way? Is it possible to experience a good life, to flourish, without needing all the problems to be solved? Is there some place where I can drop the load of all that I am carrying in my head and heart? Can I give it to someone else for safekeeping? This is what I long for. And this is exactly what God is offering me. And He's offering it to you too. This rest comes packaged within the loving embrace of the one who created us. And the hard work of being is learning to receive that free love. I say hard work because it doesn't come naturally to receive this kind of love. We're used to love with strings attached. But the love of God is a love that is not bartered or given in return for our good deeds. It cannot be bought or earned or lost or discarded. And you might be wondering how such a love is even possible, and if it is, why it would be offered to you. In case you were skeptical of the thought of being the recipient of this priceless gift, I'd like to give a little more insight into this. Earlier, I had shared that any description or understanding we might have of God will, without exception, fall short of total accuracy. Even the wisest theologians who have spent their adult lives studying God do not know Him completely. But the best metaphor for Him comes from 1 John 4:8. God is love. We hear the word love, and it can bring all sorts of things to mind. But when we say God is love, We are talking about a particular meaning of love. The Greek language, the original language of the Christian New Testament, has 4 words which all translate into the word love. One is eros, which is an erotic sexual love. Another is storge, which is natural familial love. There is philia, the platonic love of friendship. And finally, there's agape, which is a self-sacrificing love. This love seeks nothing for itself. The object of love is loved for his or her own sake, not so that the lover can use the loved one or get something out of him or her. It is this final kind of love, agape, that describes God. It is this kind of love that assures us that this life is a good gift given by a God who seeks only our flourishing. Himes explores this idea starting from the question that seems to haunt all of humanity and has gripped us throughout history. Why do we exist? Because the answer is so countercultural, it is worthwhile to revisit the question from Himes' perspective. Why is there being rather than nothing? And the Christian tradition's answer, as I understand it, is because it is loved. The reason anything exists is that it is the object of love. All things that are loved into being. The fundamental ground for anything is that it is called into being because God loves it. And what makes us unique as human beings, at least as far as we know, is that we are the point in creation that can acknowledge that we are infinitely loved and either accept or reject it. We can embrace being loved or deny and turn away from it. So the chair in which I am sitting cannot know that it is love. It cannot accept or refuse being loved. God, being God, does nothing imperfectly. God is God and therefore always acts in a godlike way, which is to say, God does everything perfectly. God does not love a little today and a bit more tomorrow and perhaps a bit less the day after. God loved you on Tuesday, but then Wednesday you sinned, so God loves you less. And on Thursday you repented, so God loves you again. No. That is pure mythology in which God is reduced to Zeus or Odin. Rather, God loves everything in a godlike way, perfectly, completely, 100%. What this means is that there is nothing you can do that will make God love you any more, and there is nothing you can do that will make God love you any less. The fact that you exist means that God has loved you into being, and it is by the power of his love that you are being held in existence. He has given you life as a gift, and it is this quality of givenness that imbues your life with real meaning. You, personally, are a gift to the maker of the universe. He created you because he wanted to. He knew there was something that you uniquely brought into the world that no one else brought in exactly the same way. He named you both beloved and unrepeatable. This is apart from anything you accomplish, solve, prevent, or create. It's just raw you, full of significance, held in existence by love. And he is with you right now, encouraging you to put down the rock, to quit pushing it up the hill. He wants you to step out of the current which is threatening to take you places you don't want to go, and instead to rest by still waters. What do you need to put down in order to rest?